Hey Naturalistas, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be speaking about defining your curl pattern, finding out what exactly is your hair texture number. Your curl pattern simply refers to the shape of your hair follicle, as you can see here. It's divided into 4 categories, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then within those categories there are subdivisions A, B, and C. Now, I know it sounds kind of confusing, but let me explain. The numbers themselves define the shape of the curls, and the letter is the width of the curls. So, 1 is straight, 2 is wavy, 3 is curly, and 4 is kinky. And then A means that the curl is loose, B means that it's kind of in between, and then C is really tight. By knowing your curl pattern, you would be better prepared to take care of your hair and know what products would work best on your hair texture or curl pattern type. However, keep in mind that other things also dictate how you take care of your hair, things such as hair porosity, as well as the volume and length of your hair. Okay, so let's dive straight into the different hair types. Type 1 hair. This is straight hair which reflects the most sheen. It's what we see in all the mainstream ads. Okay, it's straight hair, we know what straight hair is. Okay, type 2 hair is wavy hair. It's a texture between straight and curly and can sometimes get frizzy. If your hair is thicker and longer, it can be tough to maintain. Now within type 2 hair, you have 3 categories, 2A, 2B, and 2C. 2As have a subtle texture that's very easy to straighten. People with this texture have to be wary of using heavy styling products, however, because it can easily weigh their hair down and make it look lifeless. It lacks volume by the roots, which is why 2As should use an airy water-based mousse to make hair look fuller. On the other hand, if you find that your hair is looking limp, you can also tease your roots. 2Bs start with straighter hair at the top of their heads, which gradually goes into defined S-shaped waves starting about mid-length. These strands are thicker than 2A, and you'll have to put in a little bit of elbow grease if you want to get it straight. However, you can also embrace your curls with lighter hair products. 2C waves are thick, coarse, and more susceptible to frizzing. The S-bends are well defined and begin at the roots. So then we have type 3 hair. This is curly hair. This hair type is known to have an S shape or Z shape. This type of hair is usually voluminous, but if your curly hair lacks proper care, you can have less defined curls. So 3As tend to have shiny hair with large loose curls that are about the size of 2 fingers. So those are like really big curls. Make sure to use a water-based moisturizer, but keep your hands out of your hair, or you can end up with a huge frizz ball mess. 3Bs have springy curls about the size of 1 finger. This hair texture can get dry, so look for styling products that list water as the first ingredient or that have humectants in them to attract moisture to strands. As I always say, make sure to spritz your hair with a little water before you apply the moisturizer to make sure that your hair absorbs the product. 3C curls are tight corkscrews. This hair type is densely packed together, giving weight to lots of natural volume. Frizziness can be an issue with this type, so use a sulfate-free shampoo to minimize this. Moving on to type 4 hair, this is kinky hair. This type of hair has a tightly coiled pattern and often has a high density. This type of hair shrinks when wet because it has less cuticle layers than other hair types and is more susceptible to damage. As seen here in the picture, 4As have dense, springy S-pattern coils that are the circumference of a crochet needle. If you're a fan of wash and goes, styling should be done more frequently to keep this coily texture popping with soft, pliable strands. A curling cream with a leave-in moisturizer is a must for adding more moisture to daily wash and go styling. 4B hair is densely packed and can bend in sharp angles like the letter Z. This hair type is thicker and is great for palm rolling or shingling. Shingling, for those of you who don't know, is when you use a leave-in conditioner, curling cream, or gel to separate and define each individual curl. This stretches out coils for greater texture definition and elongation. 4C hair is similar to 4B textures, but the tightly coiled strands are more fragile and have a very tight zigzag pattern that is sometimes indiscernible to the eye. This hair type experiences the greatest amount of shrinkage, about 75% or more, than the other textures. Since shrinkage and dryness are major concerns for these tightly coiled folks, use a liberal amount of leave-in moisturizer. For example, my hair is very mixed. So in the back, you will see that this is more like a 3C curl, whereas in the front it's more like a, I don't know, this is like super loose. It's like a 3A, 2A. It's almost straight. It's annoying. And then on this side I have 4B. On the side here, 4C as well, right there. You can kind of see that it's 4C. Woo. So tell me, what is your curl pattern or curl patterns, such as me? Tell me in the comments below. You know I always love to hear from you guys. Remember to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next week. Later.